Hi there. I want to share some words of Torah with you about this week's Parsha, Parshas Tzav. And I want to connect it to the time of year in which we stand, which of course is just before Pesach, which is coming oh so quickly upon us. The various karbonot, the various sacrifices that are described, are summarized in chapter 7, verse 37, where it says, Zos ha-Torah la'ola, ala mincha v'lachatas v'la'oshim v'la'miluim, v'la'zevach ha'shlamim. This is the Torah, this is the instruction for the ola, for the burnt offering, as well as a bunch of others. And finally it ends with Zevach HaShlamim, which is the peace offering. Now, it's a very interesting phenomenon here, which we can elaborate upon, and that is the fact that it starts off with an ola and ends with a shlamim. Why does it begin with an ola? Very simply because the ola is the most, it is the carbon, the sacrifice that is the most altruistic, because the person gets nothing from it, considering that it's completely consumed on the altar. But it ends, and this is our main point, with the shlamim, with the peace offering. And why is that? Chazal explained that the reason why it's called a shlamim is because it's matilin shalom ba'olam. Somehow or another, by bringing the sacrifice to Hashem, it generates peace in the world. And the idea of peace is something that we always close with. It's always a closing. For example, Shir HaShirim, Shlomo HaMelech ends by saying, Az hayisi be'einav ki motzeis shalom. Last word is shalom. Chazal explained as well that the Anshe Knesset HaGedola, in their Shmona Esrei, in their Amidah, the last bracha, of course, is Sim Shalom Tova Urecha. It's the bracha of Shalom. Many such examples where we find that Shalom is the final and end-all of everything. At the end of Shmona Esrei, at the end of Aleinu, we say, Oseh Shalom Bim, at the end of Kaddish, we say, Oseh Shalom Bim Romav. Shalom is something that we always close with. That is the fundamental idea that we're going for. The reason is very simple. All blessing, all bracha, all blessing flows and has an effect when some sort of vessel exists to contain that blessing. Why is that? Because the containment field makes the blessing accessible. The last Mishnah in Uktzin says, Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Chalafta, Lo Matza Kadosh Baruch Hu Kli Machzik Bracha LiYisrael Ela Shalom. Hashem found that the only thing that can hold bracha is shalom, is peace, right? What does that mean? If I pour you a cup of milk, if I pour you a cup of something that you enjoy drinking, a cup of wine, a cup of beer, and you don't have a cup, so I'm going to pour it, and it's going to pour it, and then it's going to splash and drip all over the place. You can't access the goodness that I'm trying to give you. All the blessing that Hashem has for us in the world, it's accessible, but only when we have shalom. That's the kli, that's the vessel that we have that contains all the other blessings. You know, Pesach is a time of many brachas, time of many blessings. It's a time of freedom, a time of renewal, a time of simcha, a time of happiness. Yet at the same time, Pesach can be, particularly preparing for Pesach, but even the holiday itself. Having family home together can be stressful. The system is changing. There are changes in the system that are not normally there, and it takes a while to reacclimate ourselves. As much as we love our family, it's not always so simple. It is worthwhile to recall and remember and think about the fact that shalom, peace, is the vessel that holds all blessing. Enjoying one's family, can't enjoy them unless we have shalom. Enjoying all the brachos of the Yom Tov, of the Chag HaPesach, of the holiday of Passover. We can't really enjoy it unless we have shalom in the house. And that's why shalom is the kli that's machzik the bracha. It's the kli that contains, it holds the bracha, the blessing. And that's why the last korban, the last example that's used in Zos HaTorah, is the bracha of the shlamim. For the shlamim, the peace offering is the one that contains all the blessing in the world. Why? Because all the blessing in the world is brought about through the other korbanot, through the other sacrifices. Those blessings are only accessible to the world when we have shalom. And the shlamim is matil shalom in the world that brings about shalom in the world. Maybe we zoche to a Pesach, to a holiday of shalom, a time when we can access all the brachos. Take care. Shabbat shalom. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a Chag Sameach.